Hi guys, this is Gary.
And this is Nishong, and we are from M8.
And today we are going to share with you some of the key factors to look at when you're considering buying a new launch.
Yes, of course. And what we are going to cover here are just some of the more important factors. And there are also factors which require more in-depth analysis. And this short video will not be able to justify. Right, so feel free to leave any factors which you hope for us to cover in the future at the end of this video.
So personally, whenever I'm on the lookout for a property for either myself or my buyers, these are the 4 factors which I will take into consideration. They are called MSAL.
So what's MSAL?
Okay, so MSAL stands for M, MRT, S for school, A for amenities, L for lifestyle. So for MRTs, as of end 2022, there are approximately 995,000 motor vehicles, and I believe that this number will be declining within the coming years given the all-time high COE prices and the recent implementation of the 320% for the ARF at the budget 2023.
Oh yes, given the high cost of owning a car, the government has plans to establish a sophisticated MRT network by 2030.
Therefore, it is important to buy a property that is located near an existing station or an upcoming station. This doesn't just provide great convenience to daily commuting from home and helps to greatly increase future resale value.
Alright, and for the second factor, S will be for schools, because for parents or young families, this is perhaps one factor that matters a lot.
So as most of us will know by now that a 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer distance from a school will make a difference in successfully enrolling your kids into a primary school of your choice.
Yes, and one example would be the recent decision to relocate ACS Primary to Tengah has also created headlines news indicating that the potential increase in the prices of the properties such as Coburn Grand, as well as the upcoming BTOs in the Tengah area.
So for the next point, it will be A stands for amenities. I believe the number of amenities and accessibility to them matters very much if you're planning to stay at the property for the next few years. Some of the amenities we look out for will perhaps be malls, parks, or recreational spots. If the property is well located among these amenities, it will also be easier to rent the unit in the future at a higher rate.
Yes, and this will then serve as a greater convenience for homeowners who are staying there for years and a great investment for investors who are looking to rent the properties out.
So to the last point, L will be lifestyle. The last segment for the MSAL will be lifestyle. All of us have very different lifestyles. That is, there are some of us who prefer city life, there are also those who are nature lovers, and so on. By identifying what are your daily routines, habits, and also preferences to the surroundings, you will then be able to locate a property that best suits your needs. So for example, if you're one who loves living near to the sea because you love taking an evening jog after work, you may perhaps like to consider a property located in District 15, which is located along the famous East Coast Park.
Yes, so moving on, other than MSAL, for myself, I will actually take the land cost of the project as the first major consideration. Right, so based on the land cost that developer paid for, we can actually estimate the profits that developers are getting after factoring in construction costs to build the project. Right, this is especially important for investors as we want to make sure that we purchase a property with very low profit margin for the developer so that each property purchase has the lowest possible risk of developer giving discounts due to bad economy outlook, for example.
That's very true. So yes, we are always want to ensure that we are entering the project at the lowest possible cost compared to our neighbours.
So next up, I'll actually dive deep into the analysis of resale pricing in the area. And first rule of thumb is that there should be a high volume of transactions happening every month in the area so as to know the level of buyer's demand in the surrounding. Right, higher transaction volume will also ensure that the property prices of such project will stay true to the market pricing, as well as the ability to get an accurate bank valuation as compared to a project with low transaction.
So this will ensure that we avoid the situation where in the case of fire sale happening in a low transaction volume project, the fire sale price does not serve as the pricing benchmark for valuation as well as future transactions.
So lastly, I will actually analyze the rental prices in the area so that I will be able to get a rough estimate of how much rent I could be getting to cover the mortgage and how much I would have to top up, or even better if there is a net positive cash flow. Right, this is so that if the market outlook doesn't seem too ideal to sell the property after SSD is up, we actually have a backup plan to rent the property out, collect some passive income while waiting to ride out this property cycle.
And of course, these are just some of the factors at the top of our head whenever we look at a property. There are many more factors that we will also consider.
Yes, property purchase is a big ticket item for most of us and we should never rush into it. Right, so that being said, M8 will definitely be more than happy to be part of your real estate journey. And that's it for this episode of Property Tips series.
So yes, if you find it useful, do give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and even share with your friend.
Yes, and this is M8, and we'll catch you in the next video.